Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music. I'm going to talk about how you can play a song called You've Lost That Lovin' Feelin' by the Righteous Brothers. And we're going to work this as kind of a standard tuning thing, but if you want to match the recording, what you want to do is retune your guitar down a half step. So you'll have to go to the tuner and kind of loosen it up to make it E flat, B flat, G flat, D flat, A flat, or in E flat. Or your tuner may say D sharp, and then A sharp, and then F sharp, and then C sharp, and then G sharp, and then D sharp. But we're just going to work this lesson in standard tuning, and we're going to start off on a C major chord for our first verse. And the way you play C major, first finger goes to the B on the first fret, second finger on the D string second fret, and third finger on the A string third fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now through the song, you may also want to consider lifting off the first finger and making that a C major 7. It's just kind of another option. Or you can even take the pinky and kind of add it in on the B string on the third fret and make that a C major 9. Or you may want to use a different C major 9, where you do the first finger on the D string second fret, second finger on the A string third fret, third finger on the B string third fret, and the pinky on the high E string third fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major 9. So you may want to think about kind of switching between those C's on the C chord. And then from the C, we'll be going to a D major chord. And when you play D major, first finger goes to the G string on the second fret, second finger on the high E on the second fret, and third finger on the B string on the third fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now while you're on Ds in general, it can be kind of a cool idea to lift off the second finger, make that a D sus2, or you could even take the pinky and add it in on the high E third fret and make it a D sus. So that's always kind of a cool thing to be able to say some things on D chords. And then from the D, then we go back to C, and then another C, and then we go back to D, and another D. But then we go to a E minor chord. When we play E minor, first finger goes to the A on the second fret, second finger on the D string second fret, and if you strum all those together, that sounds an E minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. Now, it can also be cool to kind of take the pinky and add him in on the B string on the third fret and make it an E minor 7. Or you could even do that note with the third finger to get the high E to the third fret and get an E minor 7 that way. And then from the E minor, we're going to be going to an F sharp minor. When you play F sharp minor, normally you do this as a second fret bar, and then third finger on the A string fourth fret, pinky on the D string fourth fret. And if you strum all those together, that makes an F sharp minor. Now you may also want to think about lifting off the third finger or the pinky and leaving just the bar and third finger. Make an F sharp minor, or you could even take the pinky and add it in on the B string on the fifth fret. That's another way you can do F sharp minor. And then from the F sharp minor, we go to a G major chord. When you play G major, first finger goes to the A on the second fret, second finger on the low E string third fret, and the third finger on the high E string third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really happy. Now through the song, you may also want to put the third finger on the B string third fret, pinky on the high E string third fret. If you strum all those together, that's another way you may want to play the G major. And then from the G, at the end of our first verse, we go to an A major chord. When we play A major, first finger goes to the D on the second fret, second finger on the G string second fret, third finger on the B string on the second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A major chord, and it sounds really happy. Now you may also want to think about lifting off the second finger and making it an A7 chord. Or you can even readjust the fingers if you're slightly offended. Or you can take the pinky and put him in on the high E on the third fret and give it a little bit more bite at the very, very end. And there's this cool little push at the very end on the A chord where you may want to do kind of a down, 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 down kind of idea, kind of a 6-hit thing. But a lot of times with this song like this in 4, I like to use something called a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we took the C and just tried that a lot. You'd have down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. So we tried that through our first verse. We'd have the C down, up, down, up, C down, up, down, up, B down, up, down, up, B down, up, down, up, C down, up, down, up, C down, up, down, up, B down, up, down, up, B down, up, down, up, E minor down, up, down, up, F sharp minor, G down, down, up, down, up, A. from there, then we'll be going into our first chorus. And on our chorus, you could go to a D major chord, and then you could stay on a D major chord, or the harmonies kind of match an E minor chords. If you wanted to, you could kind of go to an E minor, and then from the E minor, we go to the A or the A7, and then we go to D major, and another D major, and then E minor. But then there's this cool little walk where you could stay on C major for the next two bars, or you could kind of follow the harmonies and make it a C chord to a B minor chord to an A chord to a G chord. So we kind of have C major, and then we go to a B minor chord. If you're kind of digging on this, you do that as a 2nd fret bar, 2nd finger on the B string 3rd fret, 3rd finger on the D string 4th fret, and the pinky on the G string 4th fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a B minor chord, and it sounds really sad. Now you can also kind of lift off the pinky of that and make it a B minor 7, which could be a very cool change. Or another way to play B minor 7 would be doing 1st finger on the A string 2nd fret, 2nd finger on the G string 2nd fret, and 3rd finger on the high E string 2nd fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a B minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. Now for the B minor on the A, what I would do is do an A minor chord. And then play A minor. 1st finger goes to the B string on the 1st fret, 2nd finger on the D string 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the G string 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord. It sounds really sad. Well, but you could take the 3rd finger and lift it off of that and make it an A minor 7. Or you could take the regular A minor shape and add in the 3rd fret on the high E string and make it an A minor 7. So that's kind of a cool thing to do too. And then from the A minor, we could go to a G chord. And at the end of the first verse, you hear this cool little bass push after that where you play open D, 3rd on the A, open A, 3rd on the low E, 1st fret on the low E, open D, 3rd on the A, and then open A, and then 3 on the low E. To kind of set ourselves up to kind of go back into our next verse. So you have that D, C, A, G, F, D, C, A, G. It's kind of a cool little lick to add in at the end. So we tried that our strum pattern through our chorus. The weird part is where we got the C, B minor, A minor, G. You may want to do just a down, down, up on those chords to kind of half them because they don't last as long. So we tried that through our chorus. We'd have the D, down, up, down, E minor, down, down. Into our next verse. Now something else I think about adding to the song though is bass notes, and a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, down, up, you can throw a bass note in for the chord and make it kind of a bass down, up, down, up, bass down, up, down, up, bass down, up, down. So on the C you'd have the A for the bass, on the D you'd have the D for the bass, on the E minor you'd have low E for the bass, on the F sharp minor you'd have low E for the bass, on the G you'd have the low E for the bass, A, you'd have the A for the bass, and when we get to it, the B minor would have the A for the bass, the E minor would have an A for the bass, and then the G would have the low E for the bass. But to take our next verse and just kind of try adding basses, you'd have C with an A bass, down, up, down, C with an A bass, down, up, down, D with the D bass, down, up, down, B with the D bass, down, down, C with an A bass, down, down, C with an A bass, down, down, D with the D bass, down. Now at the end of our second chorus though, there is this cool little lick that comes in for our bridge part where you could play open D twice, and then 3rd on the low E, and then we do that twice, and then open A, and we do that twice, and then we go to 3rd on the low E, and then open E. So you kind of hear this cool little tag to that where you go D, D, G, G, A, G, E, D, D, G, G, A, G, E. That kind of becomes our bridge part. And on that part, you may want to kind of match that with a D chord, to a G chord, to an A chord, and then a G, and then an E minor. And you may want to to kind of work 2 downs on the D, 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 and then 2 downs on the G to kind of match the lick. And then A with 2 downs, and then the G with 1 down, and then the E minor with kind of a down at the end. So D, D, G, G, A, G, E minor, D, D, G, and I'm kind of adding in a little bit of muting to kind of make that interesting through that part. So we want to kind of gravitate to that. So if we tried our second chorus with kind of a bass down, up, down, up, we'd have D with the D bass down, up, down, E minor, low E bass down, up, down, A with an A bass down, up, down, B with the D bass down, up, down, B with the D bass down, up, down, E minor, low E bass down, up, down, C with an A bass down, up, B minor, A minor, A bass, G with low E bass, and then O, 3, kind of going into that bridge lick. And on the bridge part, you may want to kind of just follow just that D, D, G, G, A, G, E minor, kind of just blocking in the chords, which could be a very cool way to kind of work that. Or if you want to keep the strum pattern going, it would kind of have the strum pattern on each chord. And you could have D with a down, down, G with a down, down, A with a down, down to the G with a down, E minor with a down at the very end to kind of accent that. So D, down, up, G, down, up, A, down, up, G, E minor, D, down, up, G, down, up, A, down, up, G, E minor, D, down, up, G, down, up, A, down, up, G, E minor. Or you could work it as kind of a bass down, up, and have D with a bass, down, up, G with low E bass, down, up, A with an A bass, down, up, G, E minor, D with a D bass, down, up, G, down, up, A, down, up, G, E minor, D, G, G, E minor. So you want to kind of find a way that works for you and run with that. And the last time through on the bridge, actually, we'll hear where that kind of gets changed into a D, D, G, G, A, G, G, A, to kind of push us into our last chorus. So that last time, you may want to kind of listen out for that D, G, A, G, A, kind of at the end of each one. And then from there, then we go into our last chorus part, which kind of uses that bridge as kind of a tag to it. So we got D with a D bass down, up, down, E minor with low E bass down, up, down, A with an A bass down, up, down, D with a D bass down, up, down, B with a D bass down, up, down, E minor with low E bass down, down, up, C, and you may want to stay on the C, C, before you go into that bridge lick. Or you could do the wall down if you're kind of digging on it. That might be kind of a cool way to contrast that last chorus. And then from there, then we go into our outro chorus, which kind of does the fade. But what you may want to kind of do is kind of find a way that kind of works for you with all these. D minor, and I think I'd gravitate towards the first chorus myself, but it might just depend on how you're feeling. That's the basics of how you get strummed through You've Lost That Lovin' Feelin' by the Righteous Brothers. So good luck!